Poems. I'm going to talk about poems. I know that the three of you all study English and linguistics and stuff like that. I don't. I'm a maths person, and as much as I love numbers, words are very much something that I indulge in my free time because I don't get to study them. And I think poems are very underrated. I also think that there's a lot that you can talk about with poetry, so I've got 4 poetry related things. Some of them are slightly looser connections, but I thought I'd share them all with you because that's the point of this week. So the first thing that I want to talk about is slam poetry. I literally spent all of my spare time that I've had recently watching slam poems. If you don't know what slam poetry is, it is essentially like a mix between poetry, debate club and theatre, I guess. And it's like a competitive poetry recital. All the poems tend to be about social justice issues like feminism or racism, and they're all performed and delivered really well, and they're poignant and they're so good. I'm going to link 3, should we go for 3? I'm going to link 3 of my favourite slam poems in the description if you want to check those out. Second thing that I'm going to talk about is Bo Burnham, because he has a poetry book. He has a poetry book called Egghead, or You Can't Survive on Ideas Alone. I think I am correct in saying that all 3 of the other Spices follow my Tumblr, but if you don't follow my Tumblr then you won't know that I really like Bo Burnham. I just think he's great. I think he's very intelligent and he's so funny, and his poetry book is good. It's just a collection of poems, but it takes you from the outrageous and ridiculous, which is sort of what more of his stand-up is, to the sweet and sincere, which is more what he is in interviews, and it's illustrated by Chance Boone, who does really cool comics for it, and it's just great. So if you're in the market for a new poetry book, think about Bo Burnham. Now, in The Fault in Our Stars by John Green, there is a quote that, to paraphrase, says that well, he relates it to books, but I'm just going to relate it to media in general. Some media you want everybody to know about, and they're like, you want to spread it, and it's something that you want to talk about, and there is some books or films or media that is yours and it's personal to you and you feel like it's your thing because you love it so much or you've had such a connection with it. The first 2 things that I recommended fall into the first category. I think everybody should love those things. The second 2 things that I'm going to talk about are much more of the second category. So the third thing that I wanted to talk about is actually an album, which I know is not poetry related, but it sort of is because it's the most poetic album that I've ever listened to. The lyrics in it, if you took away the music and you stripped it down and just read the lyrics, they could easily be a poem, which is why I've included it into this set. It is Vessel by 21 Pilots. 21 Pilots don't really have a genre, so it's quite hard for me to describe them. They're kind of alternative, kind of My Chemical Romance meet Noah and the Whale. They're just really, really good, like amazing. The 2 songs that I want to like really recommend to you are House of Gold and Car Radio, and if you listen to them and you like them, let me know, because they mean a lot to me. They really do. So I hope you like them. And the last thing that I'm recommending to you is my favourite film, which you might have watched because it's quite a famous film, but it is Dead Poets Society. Dead Poets Society, if you haven't seen it, is about a 1950s boys' boarding school and their inspirational English teacher. That is literally it. Like, nothing, I can't tell you any more of the film without ruining the film for you. Just watch it and love it. It's where the phrase Carpe Diem seize the day was popularised, I think, and it's just so good. It uses poetry to tackle ideas of conformity and where you find your inspiration and friendship and love, and it just means a lot to me. So I wanted to let you guys know about it. If you haven't seen it or heard of it, just go and love it as much as I do. That's all I can ask. Katie, your video was really good. Neil Gaiman is somebody that I've heard a lot about and never read, but your video made me want to read him. I've put his collection of short stories onto my reading list, so that's exciting. Also, thank you for saying lovely things about my video last week. I actually filmed the whole video without the whole cat whiskers thing and then thought, wouldn't it be funny if I had cat whiskers in it, and then refilmed the whole thing. So I'm glad that you enjoyed that. Meg, I am excited to see what you recommend to me on Thursday, and Alice, I will see you on Friday. I hope you're all having lovely weeks so far. Goodbye.